Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the World Reflexology Foundation and our ongoing self-help reflexology workshops. We've had these since the pandemic started. Each time it's on a different specific subject. I'd like you to think for a moment how many people you know or have known, and it may have been for yourself, who have either had pain, range of motion, skin burns, discomfort, any issue like that in your upper arm, elbow, forearm, hand, wrist, fingers, and thumbs. And think of all the people. Could we see everybody wave who knows people like that? Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. And so today, that's what we're going to cover, how to use reflexology for everything from the upper arm down to the fingertips. So first, we'd like to introduce our amazing board of directors and volunteer trainers and presenters. First of all, I'd like to introduce us Vice President Stephanie Sabunshian. Stephanie, would you wave? Hello there, Stephanie. Recording Secretary Sarah Chamaides. Sarah? And let's see, Corresponding Secretary Kathy Reynolds. Treasurer Tina Mayer is on the road right now. Director Mita Weiss and Director Paul Harvey. And our volunteer trainer guest presenter today is going to be Jen Grubb. Jen, them for the amazing work they do. And we also like to thank a special thanks to those very special helpers, spouses, partners, friends who work so hard behind the scenes to help make our webinars run smoothly, for all of their support and love. We truly thank each and every one of you, your partners, your spouses, some of you even your pets. So Mita, since some people know what reflexology is and some don't, could you give us an idea of what the World Reflexology Foundation is and why we do it in the mission?
Sure. Hi, everybody. So the World Reflexology Foundation is a non-profit organization, 501c3, that began with the vision of bringing self-help reflexology to everybody across the world. And our non-vocational organization was brought about to teach individuals and families the basics and benefits of reflexology in their communities and homes, striving for a world with more health options. So our online workshops have been developed to focus on specific body parts, including what areas to priority work, whether it be feet, hands, or ears, and in a simplified but specific way to instruct where to work with the most productive results. So we'll learn a little bit about that today. So the volunteer trainers are highly trained reflexologists who have a passion to share their knowledge. So WRF, the World Reflexology Foundation, works toward bringing individual well-being worldwide. By participating in our workshops, our hope is that the benefits and awareness of self-help reflexology affect not only you, but also the people around you. So again, the World Reflexology Foundation only focuses on introduction for self-help and family help and not for vocational training. Today, we encourage you to work on yourselves in all the different areas that when each person is working, we encourage you to do that. Please be aware not to work on any open sores or any overly tender areas. A lighter touch is still effective, and take your time while working and just hydrate as you go. Okay? Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mita. Let's take a look for some of us who don't know what reflexology is, new to this, and some of us who might like to have a little refresher. Let's quickly go through a little bit of what reflexology is. So, Stephanie? So reflexology is the art of working with our touch on maps of the body that are easily accessible. In other words, reflexology is literally in our fingertips. where we can touch the feet, the hands, and in a moment we'll get to the ears. And a quick idea of what this is. Notice the toes and the fingers, and notice how the cursor is going across to show us. That's where we would work for issues with the head and neck. The big knuckles at the base of the foot, which is called the ball and pad of the foot, and the big knuckles at the base of the fingers and thumb. So that's for the chest area, all those knuckles there. Then we go to the soft sole of the foot. Some people call it the arch. And then also the soft palm of the hand. And the soft palm of the hand is for the upper and mid abdomen. Soft palm of the foot, upper and mid abdomen. Then we go to the heel of the foot and the heel of the hand, and that's for lower abdominal pelvic issues. On the outer edge of the hand, we have the spinal column, and on that edge, the arms and legs. And let's go to the foot. On that edge, we're going to have reflexes for the arms and legs. And on the inner edge, for the spinal column. And let's go to the ears. So notice the foot and hand image was with the head up top down to the lower body. Now notice the ear is upside down, but it's as valid a map and it's quite powerful. You notice that if we were to stand on our head, do an upside down exercise, the earlobe is for the head and many of the areas of the brain. It's amazing what the earlobe has for a lot of brain issues. Then the inner ridge is for the spinal reflexes. And then the top of the foot, the top of the ear and the top of the foot. And now let's look at the long valley for a moment. And this is the area we'll be working on when we get to work with the ears. And that's for the arm all the way to the fingertips. Beautiful, thank you. One of the things that we're going to be discovering today is that sometimes the hands are better for some things. Sometimes the ears are better for some things, and sometimes the feet are better for some things. But if you work on all three, it's better to work on all three. If there's no pain in the arm area, it doesn't matter which you do, just work on all three. But if somebody's suffering, they're having pain, then it's very important which you do first, second, and third. In other words, when there's pain, would you want somebody who works on you to know which is going to be best for help to relieve your pain? And the answer, of course, is yes. So what we have here is what's called priority reflexing. We'll be showing, like, for example, on the hands, by far for the arm issues down to the hand, hands are best. Feet are second, ears are third. But there are other times where it might be the feet that are better or the ears that are better. So that's called priority reflexing. And we do have contraindications. You can look at the workbook that's been sent to each of you. Didn't they do a nice job in sending you the workbook? Yay. So everybody who's registered on time got that workbook. Let's see here. I see a head shaking back and forth. If you didn't get it, double check your spam folders as well. That'll have information about contraindication. Now, to start with, we're going to have Jan from Michigan who will describe and show us where to and how to work on the hands. And please take this time to actually work on yourself while Jan is demonstrating. Jan, take it away.
Thank you, Bill. So you always have your hands with you. I'm going to show you for purposes of teaching up like this in this mode, but you can work with them on your lap so you're not struggling. And we're going to work both hands, not at the same time. And those of you that don't know reflexology, we are going to reflex, and then we're going to, like it's sometimes called inchworming. So I don't know if you can see like this, and then like this. They're just little small bites. We don't go far. We don't go fast. Like Bill said, slow. Start down here at the hand on your pinky side, so where your little pinky is on this long bone here. And I start at the bottom just for demonstration. You can start at the top, whichever works for you. So if my hands are down here, yeah, like my wrist, if you feel something in there, you can stop, you can push, you can say, oh, that's a good hurt. That hurts so good. I might stay there a little bit. I might do some circles in there because I can feel on the bone there that it's a little tender. Or you may feel crunchies or anything abnormal that or doesn't feel like the other tissue you've been working on. And these are the reflexes. So I'm going up from my finger reflexes, up my forearm reflex to about the middle to the elbow. Well, we all know there's people with tendonitis, tennis elbow, golfer's elbow, repetitive issues. You can stay there, circle a little bit if you want, go up and down a little bit, hold and press. You can do it till the pain decreases and it feels better. Oh, that hurts so good is always a good indication, because when you feel that hurts so good, you tend to go into parasympathetic, which is repairing. Then you go back up here, you go up to the little pinky up there, and you're going towards the shoulder reflex. Then you could come back down. And I like to do along here, along this bone, but I also like to go up on the palm side, but close to the bone, close to the little finger. So I don't go way over here on the palm side, but I'm really close to where I just went up. And then I also like to do this. So I like to get all three sides, the middle, on top of my hand. I can use my fingers. I get in the palmar side, but it's really close to that little pinky bone there. So you stop, and I got to do my other hand. So you work both sides just to make yourself balanced. You don't want to feel unbalanced. And we're showing it pretty fast, but you can work these areas 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you want, till you get the relief you are looking for. I feel so much better now. Thank you for paying attention to me.
Great, thank you. And if you could take the picture so I can see, oh, that's okay. I can see myself pretty well here. Okay, that's better. Hi, everybody. So the feet are very similar points to the hands. The ear is different, but the foot is very similar. And Jan went through it really well. So I'm just going to sort of reiterate what she said. So we start the shoulders up here. And as we go down, by the way, I encourage you to try these points as we're going. If you can reach your foot, you can put your foot on your knee if it doesn't bother you, if you don't have any issues. And try it yourself. So we're going to go down. We're on the outside of the foot again. And we're going to I'm going to use the finger, because you can do a thumb roll, but you can also do you can work your finger. You can go down on your finger if that's something that's easier for you. And so right about halfway down again, same as on the hand, there's an elbow reflex point. And again, if you find any little tender areas or anything, you can just stop and you can just hold for a little while. And you want to go really slowly, like was mentioned, and take your time on these any little tender areas. So you can just stop and hold it, or you can do like little circles like this, or with your thumb. If the thumb is better for you, you do the thumb. And you can also go upwards or downwards, and you also can go across the fibers crossways as well. And like Jan mentioned, you want to go right on the edge here. You also want to go slightly in here and on the top, just slightly on the top area as well, so that you're covering the whole area. So we were stopped at the elbow here. So you want to keep going down. You're going past where the hands are, and the hands, and finishing in all the fingers and the hands down here. Okay, so that basically is the foot, very similar to the hands. And I think that pretty much covers it for now. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Mita. Excellent. We appreciate that. And now we'll go to Sarah, who comes to us. Actually, Sarah lives in Australia and in California. She divides her time, and she'll describe to us how to work with the ears. And again, please practice this as she shows us.
Stephanie, are you going to show a slide? Oh, fantastic. So Stephanie's going to show a slide about the ear, and I am going to show you my ear. And for some reason, I can't see myself, so I'm going to pray that everybody can see me. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. So here's the ear. Now, how the ear is going to differ just slightly from the hands and the feet is that it's the upside down. So the reflex points of the arm are going to start, the shoulder is going to start low, and the arm is going to work its way to the top, and that's going to be in this long valley. So obviously this is not my real ear. This is the a big gigantic fake ear, but easier to just demonstrate on. So the shoulder point is about that spot. So when we're working the ear, what we want to do is we want to take our index finger and our thumb, and we want it to tip to tip, and we want to just gently, if you want to try this on yourself, just gently move up this long valley, very slowly, very gently, tip to tip, and see where we might feel tender. Once we feel a tender spot, we'd like to stop on that spot and maybe just give it a little hold or a little circle. Take a few breaths, close your eyes, and let the reflex area relax. Then continue on till you get to the top where your fingertips are. So you'll see here, approximately where this top yellow dot is about where your fingertips are. So I'm going to show this to you on your own ear, and I'm going to make a couple suggestions while you're working on the ear. So on my ear, I'll start just above the shoulder line on the outside, and I'm going to tip, gently move up my ear, gently feeling along that cartilage. And I might feel a little tender right here, and right here is approximately going to be about the elbow. So I'm going to hold a little bit, and then I might move a little bit higher up to the fingers where I get a little bit of arthritis. Now I'm going to hold the fingers, which is at the top, but because I'm feeling a bit of strain, I might rest my elbow on a table. I won't do that for practical reasons now, so I don't lose you, but that's a good way to do it. To either do it together, maybe both your fingers are going to go along that long valley, and you're going to just tip to tip, feel your way up, finding a tender spot again, elbow. Maybe I'm resting my elbows down to work both sides. So that's basically what you want to do for the reflex points of the ear. Again, the shoulder line is approximately here, and then you want to just work your way up to the elbow, forearm, wrist, and then the fingers. Working the greater area ensures that you get all the areas of the arm, and you'd like to relax while you're doing this. The ears are a nice place to hold, close your eyes, breathe, and take a little bit of time for yourself. So again, one more time, just to reiterate, this outside valley, long valley, up until about the apex of the ear. Fingertips down to the wrist reflex, down the forearm reflex, elbow reflex, and there to about the shoulder. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah. Very helpful. And that big ear is wonderful. Thanks actually to all three of you for all the time it took you to prepare for this. Since repetition is helpful, we will be having a review. Since this is new to a lot of us, we think a little review will be very helpful. Kathy, would you take us through a quick review?
All right. So Jan showed us where to find the arm reflexes on the hand. And that is on the pinky side of the hand on the edge, halfway is where you'll find the elbow reflex. So working this entire edge of the hand, you're going to be working all the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm reflexes by working this edge. You can use your thumb. You can work a little bit on the palm side. You can also use your fingers, work a little bit on the top, and just hold anywhere you need to if you know where your issue is. Pretty easy, and you can relax, like Jan said, relax it in your lap so you're not straining yourself. If your issue is on the left, it's good to start on the left, but you can work both hands. The feet are very similar as Mita showed us. Little toe, edge of the foot, about halfway, there's a bump there. You're going to find the elbow reflex. Again, you can, depending on how you're holding your foot, you can work this entire edge. Starting down here, you'll find the fingers, the hand, the wrist, the lower arm, elbow, upper arm, and of course the shoulder reflexes here. You can work across this way if you'd like, getting all those, working the greater area. And you can hold it and do little circles, but this is the area you're going to be focusing on for the arm, wrist, elbow reflexes. And then on the ear, as Sarah showed us, it's quite different than the hands and the feet. You're gonna find the arm reflexes in this long valley here. And the way that she showed us to work it is by using your index finger on top and holding thumb behind and just working slowly in that valley, working your way up. A really great landmark is this bump here. We've all got a bump. Some are more pronounced than others, but underneath this bump in the valley, you'll find the elbow reflex. In front of this bump in the valley, you'll find the forearm reflex, and above this bump in the valley, you'll find the wrist reflex, and then on to the hand and the fingers right here. So if you know you have an issue somewhere, that helps guide you to where to work. Otherwise, just work in this valley, stop anywhere you need, relax. You can work both ears at the same time, resting your elbows on a table and just really relaxing into it.
So, Mita, can you tell us a little bit more?
Yes. So I know we've packed a lot of information into a short amount of time. So if you have any additional questions, please ask the person who invited you, or check our website out at www.worldreflexologyfoundation.org. That's www.worldreflexologyfoundation.org. And while there, if you haven't already, please sign up for our newsletter. So that'll put you in the know in the loop of what workshops and what other things are coming up and any other events that we have. And on our website, you can also donate, as it is your donations that keep our work going. For everything we do, all the volunteer trainers and all the people on the board, of course, it's all on a volunteer basis. Remember to practice these points that you learned here today and be consistent with them. That's also really important. It's the best way to get familiar and get results. And just a little past reminder, it's always really important. We always like to hydrate, and we like to drink water when we're doing a lot of reflexology. So we just thought we would share that with you as well to be hydrated.